Yo, can you hear me?
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Ladies and gentlemen. Tell me that you're gassed up, I'll pass you a flask full of Jack Love. At last, I'm at peace with this vast blood. Only took a crash, landing down in the trash mud to figure out why I've been so smashed up. Holy moly, lonely only when I'm coldly zoning, cozy in my holy home without my homie ceremonies, owning in my own, rolling through my dome, hoping that I'm only throwing stones to get you going. Maybe you could clone me, break the ache and make me hate the way forsaken snakes take their stake in what I make and break it. Maybe lay it on a plate, maybe shoot it out in space to watch it die. Either way, I ain't trying to lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be with you in just a moment. Check, baby, check, baby, check.
Taking a second to look into everything I can spirit beneath all the hate and the good in the way that they want to just make me believe in anything they can conceive. Keep it inside, I frequent the flow. Give me your ride, I'll open the door. When we arrive, I'll look at my soul. Nothing to see, nothing to know. Don't you know me, homie? I'll be on these lonely roads, riding with my don't be open, hoping someone sees me choking. Pulling the cover up over my eyes, starting nothing to restore my sight. Put an emotion, can't keep it inside. Freaking the beat, believe it's my mind. Wondering how other words in my head will be coming right back to the start of the beat. People been leaving their evil open, hoping that God will see them free. Learn to sail your inner ocean, hearts swollen, souls frozen. Potion got me open, I can feel the bad omen. Lost in this moment.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for getting the late start here. Here we go again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media universe. So glad to be hosting another episode of this great show called DYOR Live. It is December. I'm getting a little ahead of myself there. It is October 10th, 2025. And the notes I have for today are BTC dumping just like I predicted. And on that line, prediction markets getting a little easier to use also. I'm going to have stories about both, but BTC is working out exactly as the weekly plan has with the Friday dump, a lump, a dump. Pedro was with me right here just until a minute ago, but as we all know, he's having some crazy internet trouble all week, and he just dropped off the screen. Anyway, we'll wait for him to come back on to talk about that, but welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. Today, as always, we have a good one for you. It's Friday, a little bit more casual today, a little shorter show today as well. Be finishing at about 1:30 again, unless, of course, some magic happens and the market pumps up to new highs, which is not going to happen today. We want it to come down to new lows today to clear out all those stops before the big run up at the end of the month. That's what we're talking about. But anyway, following the plan here, let me get the, I forgot to get the show timer started here. Let's get the, let's see, what music should we play today? Let's play the yeah again. Oh, Pedro, where did you go? Pedro's working on his internet connection. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show today. Hope everyone's doing well. As the show says, 12:05 start today. We got a little late start in that. If everybody could do me a favor, and you know what to do. Drop this in one of their trading rooms. I'd really appreciate it. Give me a second here while I do a little social media action. Let's see. Let's look here. Oh, there is the doggy. Right on cue. Right on cue during the show. Yes, Callie's fine. She's out of the hospital. I know all of you are asking.
Notice how nobody who worked this 7-second technique.
Oh, the ads from this. The ads. Mute tab. Welcome, everybody. If you're there, drop us a note here. Make sure everything's going. Sound is good. Everything's going well. As we can see, Pedro. I don't know how Pedro's internet connection goes out during the show. I know he surfs all day. Very strange. Anyway, let me bring up. Let's just get right into BTC here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go over some news later, but the most important thing, BTC, a new evolution of the great graphic machine over there too. But unfortunately, I did not update it. Let's update BTC right now. 119.114 coming right into the week as planned. Let's look at what's going on here today right now. We dropped down to hit a low of 118.7 or so, something like that. Remember, only a few days ago, we were at 125. Big drop down for Bitcoin. But is that such a big deal, or was this planned? Was it planned? It seems like everything in the Bitcoin is programmed by somebody here, but let's see if it was planned. Let me bring up the other chart that I was working with here. Let's go to the daily chart here. You know what? The hourly chart. All right. You can see the hourly chart here. Yeah, let's go. Let's make this more compact. Let's go to the 2-hour chart. I think we need to make it more compact. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. All right, this one works better. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what was the plan? What have I been talking about all week here on DYOR Live? We've been talking about the plan for the week as it works out for the plan for the month. This is the plan for the month right here. Plan for the month was, we all remember, starting off the week. I'm sorry, I just don't have this together. I think that needs to be the daily chart. I know I haven't done this in 24 hours, right? All right, here's the October daily chart. The beginning of the month, our plan, since it opened higher, right below me here is the I don't know what that 108 number is there. I think that's where did the number go? Sorry, everybody. This chart has changed a little bit since yesterday. Monthly open. You know what? I'm going to flip to the other chart. Sorry about that. Anyway, here, the weekly open up here at 123,000. The monthly open, October open, was here at 114. This chart has it correct. And since we began the month opening just up, all I said is that we're going up. We're going up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going up, we're going up, we're going up. And what happens, though, after we go up? It has to come down. Very rarely does a candle open in Bitcoin in which it doesn't trade in that time period on both sides of the opening price, especially in the longer time frames. The shorter time frames, that 30 second, the 1 minute, 5 minute, most certainly it can just open up and never look back. It never formed either the supply or demand wick. But in the longer time frames, that's very rare, especially in the weekly and monthly, especially in the daily. But if you look at all the weekly and monthly candles in Bitcoin's history, very few of them, less than I think 5%, are devoid of either supply or demand wick. So the odds are it's going to come back and trade down in this time period below where it opened. So we had the monthly plan, which is this is the monthly plan. Let's keep this simple. First week we were going up, and so we said, all right, the first week had a massive up thing. Then the plan is for the second week to go down. Now October is weird. It has 5 weeks in it this year, so it's a little strange. And so Pedro and I broke this down into 2 sections here. I don't know where Pedro is. He's not here. No, not back yet. So we broke this down into two scenarios. One, we would finish the month with the plan of it going down and the hunt for the red October syndrome, and that would be this arrow here. They can bring me up here, bigger here. That would be this arrow here. And so we would, in order to go down, we would have to go up before that. If we were going to go up before that, we'd have to either consolidate or go down before that. So the first week, big up, we knew that. Second week, probably going to go down and then move into some consolidation or a little bit of up. And then the last week of October, we would see the big dump. Now, there's the 5-week plan also in which we'd see the dump, but then it would go back up after the liquidity sweep. So we're unsure about this one here for the month. But right now, the month is falling exactly into plan. We are 10 days into the month, and it's going to plan. I am not. I do have a demo trade on, but I don't have any money in the game right now. But it's good to know that the plan is still working out. We planned on it going up after the monthly open, planned on it coming down, and let's switch back to the weekly here. Okay, here's the weekly. You see the Monday chart here. Monday right here, we went up. Tuesday, a little bit of drop off here. It was a pretty solid liquidation though on Bitcoin's part, and then kind of consolidated all week. And I talked about this yesterday. I said, it's consolidating all week, but the week needs to have some kind of movement in it and get back down below the weekly open. Or significantly below down the weekly open if it's going to follow our plan. And sure enough today, right at starting at 10:30 or 11 o'clock or 11:30 Eastern time, the dump started, the thunder started in my ear, the fiat Chuck, I think you know the thunder sounds. It signifies going up, a new 24-hour high is going up, or a new high is going down. You know, let's make sure we're playing those. We are playing those. So that's the plan. The plan is going according to plan. So we got all the way here to Friday, and I kind of thought it would happen yesterday, and at least starting yesterday with the Asia time. But for some reason, Asia is eternally optimistic. And then I guess, you know what, that's shown by the value gap in South Korea. They pay more for Bitcoin in South Korea. Just heard the thunder again. Yep, and as you can see here, we're going down more on Friday here. So that's a good thing. I know you people are like, no, I want it to go higher. Anyway, let's see who's with us. Crypto Unicorns here today. Thanks for joining us. Let me find the YouTube thing. Let's see. Let's make sure this is working. Welcome everyone. All right, seems like Pedro is coming back here. Let me get back to the main screen here. Oh, where can Pedro be? The world took him away from me. Pedro, you should be unmuted now.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me?
Yes, we can, sir. Welcome to the show here today, Pedro. I'm glad you once again sorted out
Internet.
the craziness with your internet connection. Let's see if your picture comes up. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. There's my good-looking good friend, Mr. Pedro Garcia. Welcome to the show. Pedro, what's happening today?
Everything is amazing.
Everything.
The market is selling off as predicted, like what we were talking about.
It is. As predicted, and I love it.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. And I was looking at a bunch of stocks, a bunch of cool stuff happening. Let's jump into Bitcoin real quick, and then we can go on to some cool stuff that I discovered. And I'm like, yeah, baby, yeah. Why is it?
The world has taken Pedro away from me again. Oh, where can Pedro be? All right, there we are. Oh, we got my chart showing. There we go. Now we got your chart.
Sorry, I got this.
Pedro, I got me a little peppermint tea today. Delicious.
Oh,
It's no caffeine to it. I've had a large coffee already, so going with the no caffeine route.
I can't even handle that. I can't even think about that.
It's actually quite good. Just a little mint, but I like mint chocolate chip ice cream though. It's my favorite. So
It's like eating toothpaste. I just don't, or drinking toothpaste. I don't understand mint. Like I'm forever associated mint with toothpaste. And so when I hear people, I'm like, why? And even if it's sweet toothpaste, it's still toothpaste taste. You know, like my brain just can't handle it. I don't understand it. It's like people who eat pineapple on pizza, or I'm just like, what is
love it.
What is wrong with you? Like,
What is wrong with you?
like,
I used to think that, but then I was like,
Yeah, maybe when I get old like you. No. Roughing these
Thank you.
streets up in here.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Try the veal.
Try the veal. All right, let's check out here real quick. So we talked about Monday, Sunday and Monday. We saw it go up. We saw it put in the seller wicks, and I said I can't trust this. This push up here. I would expect it to sell off, right? So we saw it go up, come back down. By the end of the week, I think we'll hit this area right here, especially the news that's coming out with Trump and what's happening there with the tariffs. And again, the market got scared, so it sold off. It is one of those things that I think the market got scared. It's not a bad thing, nor is it a good thing. It's just some.
Sorry.
It's just part of the markets and how we're seeing things unfolding. And so when it comes to Bitcoin, we're selling off down to that weekly 8 potentially, which is going to be that 114.8 area, and or potentially coming back down to that 16 area, which is going to be the 20 period moving average. But ultimately, I'm looking at this as more or less as a pullback to get ready for next week, which should be the leg up for the month is what I expect. And this, so we just went through kind of really the first week of October, and then so we kind of went up to come down, where this week will come down, or into this week it's going into the second or third. There's 5 weeks in the month, and so I'm expecting it to go up, to go down, to go up. Okay, the reason why I say that is literally because these are just, we're in a bull market. That's it. We're in the bull market. You don't short a bull market. If it's pushing up, you go up. And so that's why, I mean, if you want to take these trade as the short, you can take it down to, I'm looking at that 116 area. and also that 114 area on the weekly chart, seeing it pull back down. And then the biggest scale I want to add into is, even though we've seen the market sell off, look at the amount of seller volume compared to the amount of buyer volume coming in. And so that's where I'm looking, saying where I'm expecting this to come back down to go back up. So yeah, nice little sell for the end of the week. It's Friday and Saturday. I would expect them to sell off because they pushed it up in the beginning, and now we're seeing the sell off towards the end. Booyah! There we go.
Boo! Yeah, and while you were rebooting your internet connection for the 400th time, I brought up the monthly plan here. As you said, up to down and down, up and then up, down, up, down. And I was once again referring to because October has 5 weeks, 5 pretty good weeks this year. The first one was 3 days, and then all the way through the end. Is that I'm unsure. Of course, I'm unsure it's crypto. I'm unsure about everything. But the plan was going according to plan. The first week, that first red arrow there, we went up, traded way above the opening weekly price of 114. Monthly price of 114, and then the second week we said, all right, the plan is for it to come down, and it waffled all the way until 11:30 today, and then it went and came down, fulfilling Tom's prophecy in that down.
Well, just to add in, remember, so typically they'll try to take it in a direction as much as possible before they take their positions off, right? So if they're looking to drop it, they're going to drop it typically, because remember, they're selling off. So it's the last hour, typically the last 4 hours, 5 hours is when they really kind of take profit for the week. So it's important to understand that, especially on Fridays for the CME traders.
So so far going according to plan. And now I think what you said, I was messing with the sharing feature while you were talking about it, but I think you said planning for next week for a big run up.
Yeah, should be. Sorry, just realized my phone is foggy. There we go.
Hey, that's a lot better. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. What was it?
And so here, the third week candle here, I do also have going up.
Sell off.
And so I think let's. Let me go to that chart here and adjust that candle. And Pedro's going, this is not to levels. This is just minor league ideas here. So something more like this. Like you're saying, even possibly a new all-time high next week.
Well, so what we want to see,
or just up.
Yeah, just up. So what I would expect to see is Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
See it sell off. And then into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, see it go up, right? Kind of like what we saw today, or this week, where we saw Sunday and Monday go up, and then and then we saw it kind of retrace, bounce back up, and then came back down, continued down. So that's kind of what we're seeing here, but in reverse, in a sense, where we'll see Sunday and Monday, potentially Tuesday, sell off, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, see it really rally back up. At the end of Friday, most likely see, like we saw here, them taking off their positions. All
right. Let's take a minute here. I'm going to try and keep on schedule here today, Pedro, but we will do the 1:30 end of the show instead of 2:00. In-laws are coming up for Canadian Thanksgiving.
We need to do the hour. Let's at least a half an hour of the premium, so that at the end of the month we're not sitting there stressing. Please.
We can do 10 minutes. We can do 50 minutes. We can do whatever. Although I got to tell you, I do enjoy the having the premium content separate rather than as part of the major show. Just so it creates another video.
I just don't want to have to stress at the end of the month. That's it. Just keep it. That's the thing, right? It's like we can plan for it. We really can. Anyways, okay. Do whatever you want to.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's skip to the top of the hour stuff. Pedro, I'm just going to run right through that commercial break there and move on.
Okay, sweet.
Welcome everybody. Well, welcome. We don't have enough viewers for a Rumble ad anyway. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. It is 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on this Friday, October 10th, 2025. The man in the box next to me is Mr. Pedro Garcia. I am Tom Herlihy, otherwise known as Striking here, and the lady in the box is another person with a poor choice for glasses. And and you're watching Pedro and I give a review about the week in Bitcoin. As you can see here, all week we've been talking about 125. People are saying it even went out, hit 126.7 or something like that, new all-time highs. And then Pedro and I were like, it's not going to last. As I said all week, the Denzians of the Twitter sphere are saying it's mooning, it's never going to come down. Pedro just sits there like this. It's got to come down to go up. And it did. It took all the way until Friday today to do that. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is an interactive show, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got questions, you want us to review something, it's Friday. We're a little less structured today. Just bring them up. I'm sure we'll go over Fire Chicken at some point. I'm sure we'll talk about all the other cryptos that we didn't mention all week. Pedro, I've released another new page of the app as I'm slowly releasing parts of it, and I'm using it as the great graphics machine. If you look over on the side of the screen over here, when there's no specific app or crypto or commodity being displayed, it shows the top listing and what's trending with them. So nice little added feature to that, and I believe if I click on it, it just no clickability yet. Anyway, the functionality will come in the next iteration of it. But anyway, I can go back up here and just type BTC and what's going on with it. Down 1.74% today. With the 74 billion traded though, the volume isn't showing a lot here, Pedro. You guys still have Bitcoin up? Is that? Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Sorry, I see it. It isn't a lot according to the candle here, but the day is not over. The day is not over. The 24-hour volume starts at the every 24 hours. It's not a rolling 24 hour, so that will grow during the day. These I actually keep track of those and see what those were. These look like 150 billion traded. It's amazing the volume in Pedro that's traded in Bitcoin compared to run-of-the-mill companies like Ford and General Electric and stuff like that. I mean, I can even on the great graphics machine now. I can look up Ford Motor Company, 24-hour volume, 4.1 million. That's it. Yeah.
Well, as things start to really get tokenized and the 24/7 starts to really come into play, we'll see once people also start to realize that it's cheaper. Like right now, we're still dealing with a little bit of a price issue, right? When it comes to just buying stuff that are contract wise, simply because crypto isn't used to having. Well, they're used to charging fees. But as this starts to really kind of progress and they are able to trade, I hate to use the word against the trader, they will go through and it will pick up. We'll see volume pick up. Because the truth is if they don't learn to do that, then they're going to literally get decimated by large institutions like the CME, like the corporate entities, S&P 500, NASDAQ. As they start to really get into the crypto sphere, there's going to be a major upheaval and fees that will be charged. So it's going to be really interesting to see us really progress here.
Yeah, I think you're going to see all of these platforms have to change the way they charge. It's going to become so much more competitive too, in pricing and hunting for volume and hunting for orders. I wouldn't be surprised if for many of the cryptos, for example, here on Mexi, but on Mexi, many of the off-brand futures have no fees. They just want you to bring liquidity, and they'll essentially go to no fees. I bet you somebody starts paying,
Yeah. Well, that's how it is in the traditional markets.
Right.
You're paid
it's gonna come to that.
Yeah. And the part that correlates with that is then this is when you start to see the mass adoption really take place, and then crypto TradFi just kind of merges. I mean, this is really the next evolution. The other part that I'm expecting to see is proof of life blockchains that correlate with
Proof of life.
Yeah. So for example, the next move is this is like I'm now watching some of these videos of like Michael Jackson and hanging out with like Stevie Wonder. I like just the phenomenal that they literally look like the person. Like I can't.
Oh, the AI ones.
Yeah, the AI videos look so unique. So the next part of that evolution is proof of life, where like if you post something, you can say, well, that didn't come from my blockchain profile. That's not.
Oh,
me.
I see what you mean. Right.
And so,
authentication of everything you do.
Yeah, except in real life. But then as we sit there and see the robotics really start to incorporate, like, are they gonna now start making like people who look like you? Exactly.
Looks like Tom's public blockchain shows he's in the shitter again.
Pretty much, yeah. That's about
He's
right.
in there quite often, and it also looks like he surfed 79 Instagram videos too. So probably spent too long in there. Better check those hemorrhoids. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the entertainment you get here in the part of this channel here.
Absolutely. I just think what I find more interesting than anything is just really looking at this market as we start to see it sell off, and also seeing the new technologies that are going to start coming. I'm really kind of excited with the progression of blockchains, with the progression of AI. It's really interesting to see. I was listening to.
Oops, that's me.
Oh. As you can hear my sigh of just frustration. I'm just like, come on, man, I gotta get up again and do all this. Reset it. And all right. So I totally, so what I'm saying is this is just that idea of where we're headed, no fees. It's gonna have to go that way. There's just no way, because I'm watching right now that S&P 500 just created a new crypto index that is, it actually is pretty cool. So they have a mixture of actual token or coins, and in additionally to that, stocks and tokens that correlate within it. So I think that's going to be a huge thing. I think we'll see once you have that, then they're going to come out with meme coins. Like the S&P 500 index company will come out with a meme coin index, like a real, like, I just think where you'll be able to
I just saw that. I just saw a meme coin index of some sort, and it was along with the line with somebody. I can't tell who just released it, but it was a crypto index, cryptocurrency and crypto companies. So meaning that it would have like strategy in it, it would have Bitcoin itself, and a bunch of other cryptos, and mining companies, lending companies, everything in the crypto sphere. I thought that to be very interesting. I have it written down somewhere. No, it wasn't S&P 500. It was some other company, like some third-rate company.
Really?
You're right. I did see the S&P 500 say they would have a separate index for that type of stuff. So I think there's a whole bunch coming out now.
Yeah. And what's interesting is watching this progress. So I know my trading coach is really vehemently against crypto. He's like, it's
too late.
Tank the market. Yeah. But I said to him, you can not accept it, but you're missing out on things that you probably could be and he already makes life-changing money. I'll put it like this: guy makes, 3 to 500 million, or 3 to 500,000 a day, right? Like he's not stressed.
Good stuff, eh?
Yeah, he's a Canadian guy, really nice guy, really nice guy. But the reason why I bring this up is that on the back end, I do expect him to sit there and have to recognize, like, this isn't leaving, like, and for him to really and he understands blockchain, but he just thinks the entire cryptocurrency behind it is just silly. And I'm like, look, you need something to pay for the blockchain. Like it's like, oh, I like your features right here, they're really great, right? But the problem is I just don't like that, like, oh wait, I like the blood that runs. Wait a minute, no. I like the features here, but I don't like the blood that runs that. So if we can get rid of that messy part inside of it, it's kind of messy. I don't really like it, and that's like the difference. That's when people say I like blockchain and I don't like cryptocurrency. Well, they don't understand that cryptocurrency runs efficiently the market of blockchain. And it's a kind of brilliant thing. And I was trying to explain that to him. I didn't use the best analogy. I'm still trying to figure out a good analogy for why you need cryptocurrencies for the blockchain system, especially in relationship to AI and robotic humanoids, because that will be part of this whole entire ecosystem. Like we'll see AI, robotic humanoids, and cryptocurrency and blockchain all kind of merged together with quantum computer.
I love it when I know you're paying attention to the ticker. You stretched or the timer. Stretch that sentence out right as long as you could.
I'm really trying to follow.
It was good. The words started coming slowly, and you're like, my brain has stopped, but I'm trying to let the words out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm holding Pedro to the show timer here. Anyway, the show timer says this is the audience chat part of the show, and so we're just going to come right out and say, ka-ching! Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you watching. Ka-ching! Hope you're enjoying the new graphics I got going here. You're watching on a big screen TV in your room at 4K. Well, I'm only broadcasting at 1080p anyway, so that doesn't matter. But anyway, hope you're having a good day up there in the communist state of Minnesota. I know you're going to have an election here soon. Hopefully, you do not follow New York's. Actually, New York's following you guys and electing commies. Anyway, that's the education. That's the entertainment for today about your state. My home state or resident state of Illinois is just turned into a complete disaster. Just like they're following, Pedro, the state of Illinois is following the same pattern and probably same marketing consultants that advise the Biden administration. When they're just like, everything's fine, it's going to plan. Nothing, there's no problem at the border. Just keep repeating this and nothing will happen. Everything is fine. And Elon's at the border. Here's 10 million people coming across. Governor Pritzker in Illinois is like, everything's fine here. There's no issues at all. We don't need, the police can handle it. And then they cut to different parts of the city where the news crew is out there. And here people are actually assaulting the police. They're ramming their cars and they have rifles and it's just peace. And then the CNN's like, it's just peaceful protesting here, and people are like beating each other and stuff, and the cops are pounding each other. I don't know what peaceful protesting is. People standing in the grass holding a candle singing, I'd like to buy a world of Coke and sing this song today. That's peaceful protesting, not beating up police officers and then getting pepper sprayed. And who these idiots are that, I don't know. Anyway. Thanks to everybody that's watching us here. If you could do us a favor. There you go, Pedro. Again, you just faded out. Do us a favor. I'm doing the. Sorry, you can't hear you. Anyway, Pedro's once again working on it. Yeah, there he is. He's back. Okay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you could share this, bring one additional person in to watch our content. We'd really appreciate it. We'd like to stay above. We've got people 2 watching on Facebook, 1 on YouTube, and 9 on Rumble, and a couple on Twitch and stuff like that. But we like to have a lot on Rumble so we can read the ads and feed that Rumble algorithm. Since we're official Rumble creators, it helps us out a lot. So if you could do that, share it with somebody or share it with yourself. We would appreciate it. Slow day here today, Pedro, and Fridays have been for past couple of weeks.
The S&P 500 is just falling through the roof, man. It is, with the new talk of tariffs and actually what's happening there is pretty substantial, man. We're talking almost 200 plus points, man. That we're watching this thing.
Did Mr. Trump speak again today?
Yeah, basically just said, I'm not gonna be cool with you, China. It literally was at 6,800, and it came back and went all the way down to 660 or 600. and excuse me, 6,663 points is the low. It was this huge sell-off. It'd be interesting to see if they.
What's the? I'm on TradingView, and I'll bring up which chart is it? ES1.
Yeah, just you don't even need to go. Yeah, you just ES. ES to be crypto futures, or not crypto futures.
Just ES, the S&P.
Yeah, ES for futures. You can see.
All right, yeah, it's showing it's a big drop off today. Largest drop off in one day since August 25th, and I don't see any other large ones all the way back until May or to April. But yeah, April's when the Trump tariffs started talking. Yeah. So this is a big move today. Let me bring up the 4-hour chart here. Big time. Let's bring up the what should we bring up? The 1-hour chart here. Oh yeah, look at that. This is the S&P. I wonder what my commodity code for the S&P. Let's just try ES here. Nope, that's EverSource Energy.
Oh yeah, just go to futures. I'll pop right up.
No, I've got the futures on my screen here. I've got the S&P. I was talking about for the great graphics machine. I don't know what it is.
I got you. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, that didn't work. Anyway, so you can see today the S&P 500 down large. Down large, as they say. It looks like we had a high earlier today of 6,800, and now we're all the way back down. Dropped all the way down to 6,670. Big move, big move. Pedro, imagine a 200-point move 4 or 5 years ago, 10 years. The Earth would be over. I can't hear you if you're talking.
Give me 1 minute. I will be back. I just got to reboot this. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Pedro will be back with us in just a moment. Anyway, we've got the S&P 500, not EverSource Energy, as the graphics machine says over there. Let me try searching for that. Now my mouse is missing. SP 500. No. What is the? Let's find out what is the SP 500 futures. Oh. SP? No. Yes. Nope. All right. I'll work on that later. Let's just refresh that and bring up the top cryptos. Anyway, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin down a lot today, 1.5%, all the way down to 118.8 at this point. Ethereum down again, down 4.2% here today. You can see it. As always, Tether is the same. Hopefully, BNB though bucking the trend. Over the past 24 hours, up a little bit. BNB not tanking today. Let's look at BNB more closely there. Let's bring up the BNB chart. BNB USDT. Obviously, we'll pick the Binance version. All right, BNB. Let's get the 4-hour chart here. All right, BNB's doing pretty well. Its volume is up here also. I'm willing to bet the BNB gods and holders, CZ, are putting in a little currency support here today with BNB. Pedro was partly back. Nope, faded out again. Poor guy with his internet connection. I'm Seems to be coming back here.
Righty, yay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Pedro.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Let's do this again.
He has returned. I just flipped over. According to the great graphics machine over here, BNB now down just a little bit, but BNB has largely withstood the big tanking today. Ethereum down almost 5% now. Really running it down. Bitcoin is still running it down. But BNB, I would have to imagine that their CZ is playing a little support game there and being like, all right, there's a lot of volume here for BNB. Oh, and he's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
I can hear you. You can't hear me?
There, are you back there, Pedro? He's back. He's returned.
Yeah, I should be getting the new modem for my G7. 7 gigs. Can you believe that? We're up to 7 gigs now for internet.
As long as the modem can push it that fast between your computer.
I think that's what the issue is. I think maybe I must have blown out the...
Well, the issue, you're the card in the back of your computer, your NIC card, your network adapter, also needs to support that speed. Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. You know, if your car only goes 30 miles an hour, if you have a speedometer to 120, it's like, well, that doesn't matter because it's only going 30. Anyway, BNB weathering the storm here today. Weathering the storm. BNB's had a great week. The 7-day. I got to incorporate that. I got so many more things to incorporate now into the app as this thing grows. But the 7-day for BNB is also very good. Let's just bring up the weekly chart for BNB. Look at this weekly chart for BNB. Even this week, where we've had a pullback here later in the week. I mean, BNB hit a high of
taking profit.
1,349 in this week. People taking profits today and this Friday, closing out their positions, which what I would do if I had made the big stinking BNB money. Although I should log into CoinMarketCap and see how our BNB portfolio is doing. Probably rocking since we bought it at like $250, $280.
Yeah,
I bet that wasn't real money. Let's see what else is getting hammered today. Solana getting hammered, down 3.45%. XRP down almost 2%. Tether hanging in there, right at $1. Good news for Tether. You know, I think I got to come up with a way. The Great Graphics Machine just lists the top 7 cryptos. That's what I have space for there. I think I should have it filter first stablecoins. So you don't need to list stablecoins because we know hopefully they will still be worth $1.
Fingers crossed.
Anyway, Pedro, we got a few minutes left before the next commercial break. What do you want to talk about here?
I think what's interesting we can check out is some of these meme coins. We've been seeing a sell-off on them. And again, I don't think meme coins are dead. I think meme coins are very much still part of the culture. And I'm looking at Shiba Inu, some stuff on Doge as we start to see these sell-offs. Because remember, I'm looking to where to get in at. Remember the last stage of the bull market is we see the huge meme coin rally again, right? Where it's just like the money goes into meme coins and we see these things go to 10x. That's when 10x becomes just a simple, oh, we just hit a 10x, nice, right? We only hit a 10x, man. So I'm looking at a lot of these meme coins and seeing them sell off and going, okay, where do I want to get in and buy? So it's going to be really interesting to see as we start to correlate with these movers right now. Like right now we're talking, it's altcoin season, right? People have been buying, and when you go through and you start checking out altcoins, right? Like say Algorand, Algorand here is seeing a bit of a sell-off, but we saw it did push up earlier here. Aptos saw it go up, see the sell-off. Arbitrum, this was such a big deal. I remember when this thing skyrocketed, and then we saw it hit it was like 350. I didn't hit that high. I don't think it hit 11, maybe.
Arbitrum?
Yeah, Arbitrum. It was about a year and a half ago, 2 years. Shortly after when Bitcoin, I think, hit like. When did it launch? Yeah, back in 2023. I remember this. Yeah, it was towards the end of. That's when Biden. A guy I was talking to online. He was talking about how Arbitrum wouldn't hit down at that 39 cents because it hit $2-3 at its peak, and I said, look, there are buyers sitting down here. If you want to wait, you can be able to pick it up on the cheap, and we're easily 1/10 of the value. And is it going to hold? Maybe not. But throwing in $100 at that level versus $100 at $2, gives you a lot more Arbitrum, and it's got its own blockchain. There's a lot of stuff going on with it. So I look at it going like, what? I expect this thing to start to pump as we start to see a bit of a sell-off. It sounds counterintuitive, but they still have a large portion. They have a big community. Remember, I keep saying, the fact is there are two things that banks need. They need clients and they need liquidity, and sometimes those can be both. And so both one within the same. And so when many of these blockchains come in, if they get a big pump, right, we're talking 200, 300, 500%, even 1,000%, banks immediately know that people are going to start FOMOing in, especially the harder that they push it. So the reality is the banks know they already got communities. They no longer have to pay Jim Cramer's, right? It's intrinsic now within. It's intrinsic within the community, and so they'll sit there and they'll buy it and you say this thing's going to the moon. But part of that movement will literally be us being able to say, all right, look, it's going up, expecting to come back down. Like I said with Crow yesterday, right? Like we saw it shoot up. I expected it to come back down, find support, build a base, and push back up, right? It's the same idea, I think, with a lot of these other blockchains as they start to really, start to see some big pushes that correlate with this bull run. I think it's coming in October, November, and December. So that's why I'm looking at meme coins and a lot of these.
I don't know if you're getting the thunder in your ears, but Bitcoin must be tanking again.
Oh, let's check it out here real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just down, hitting the low 118s now.
BTC. Next. Oh yeah, I just sold off. Yeah. Coming down, like I said, I couldn't trust this big rally here. It was just something I'd expect us to see it pull back. And then as we see that pullback come in, consolidate a little, and then push back up towards November. And then once November happens, see it come back down again. And go back up. Sorry, I don't mean to yawn your guys' ear. But exciting times though. Excited times.
Pedro, I had a demo account trade open a long time ago that I forgot about. It was just in Mexi. I was messing around with something, trying to learn how to do something. So I opened up quite the large demo trade, which in total was like a $50,000 trade. Obviously for me, using leverage, that's a huge trade. For a lot of people, that's just like nothing. But anyway, that I opened it up a while ago when Bitcoin was at 118.6 or so, like that. And I rediscovered it the other day when Bitcoin was at 126 and I was down. I was like, oh, look, I have a demo trade on. I'm like, oh, it's down $5,000. I was like, since it was just demo and I was figuring out functionality, so I didn't put stops in or anything. I just opened a trade to see how something would work. And I said, let's just let it sit there and see what happens. It's in the money now. it's in the money. And I just closed out half of it right at break even, just to bring down the risk of it, even though it's a demo trade. But that's what you call waiting it out there. It must have been at least a month or so. And not only that, but I just dropped my pen. I earned fees, demo fees, to the tune of $243. Funding fees.
Because you were acting as liquidity, and
yeah, I mean, I sold. That's taking money out. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because Mexi needed more on that side, so they incentivized it. I don't know. Anyway, just broke my pen. Great. It's the only working pen I had. And it was the demo thing, so maybe it's not set up right anyway. So.
Got it. Real interesting. That sucks, man. Sad story. That sad story is he lost his pens. That happens, Sometimes life, when it gives you ink, or when it gives you pen, or when it gives you pens, it only gives you ink. Yeah, no, that didn't work. Anyhow, let's go ahead and talk about some politics, finance, and some real interesting stuff. Donald J. Trump literally tweets out, "Thank you, President Putin." People.
Hold on, let me do this according to plan here, Pedro. Sorry, it's the top of the hour here. It's 1 p.m. here, Eastern Time, United States. You're watching DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. Welcome to the show. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking. My co-host Pedro Garcia is in the house as well. For some reason, he's not on this screen. I don't know why, but I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder, but that means the Bitcoin is going down right now in the Friday prediction that we talked about. I thought it would happen on Thursday late, maybe even in the Asia session or London, but no, it waited till 11:30 this morning to bring the price back down into reasonable levels. I don't know why I have Bloomberg behind me instead of Pedro, but we'll go with it. Anyway, we have a daily talk show, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Every week. You should join us if you want to learn about crypto, if you want to learn about day trading, if you want to learn about all sorts of things that go into that whole industry. We talk about it every day. So join us, invite your friends, subscribe to us on Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you're consuming this. We'd appreciate it. But we'd appreciate it more if you came over to Rumble and watched us. Go to Rumble, create an account, just use your Google login or whatever. Type DYOR Media, you'll find us, and then you too can comment on it. Anyway, Pedro, let's get back to the good stuff here. What were you starting to talk about there as far as the news?
No, I was just saying that I really, really like the fact that I hate to say it, but I like how he just trolls people. So I don't know why. It's like a degen thing, it's like I used to not troll people. I used to not be like, I'm like, oh, that's so mature. And then you get into crypto and you're like, no, it's an art. Like there's a real skill set to it, and being able to throw somebody off, right, on certain things and then get them all flustered. That is a real skill. How to like poke the bear but not get it to rage and get it off kilter, right? And so like that skill set, like I'm almost refined it in
be the cat with the claws in that video.
Yeah, that's a good way. And AI. But so there's a thing that Donald Trump just pushed out that basically said, "Thank you, President Putin. People who have done nothing for the world." He solved complex problems, crises that last for decades. And they call him what do they say? Peace Prize, Nobel Peace Prize, type of thing. So it was one of those things that he's getting trolled by because he wants to get the Nobel Peace Prize. But in this, that was President Putin, or President Trump thanks Putin for his comments on the Nobel Peace Prize after he didn't win it. So I just thought it was funny. You know, he was really wanting the Nobel Peace Prize, and now he's just trolling everybody. And what I think what's funny is that one, he can make light of it, but on the bigger he didn't win it. So I just thought it was funny. The whole entire system. And what I think what's fun, and I just think it's funny. He can be a bit of a troll. Anyways, did you see the thing that happened with the Telegram CEO about his statement on freedom of speech?
Did he have another issue with the law in France?
Yeah, it looks like it. Kind of funny. Well, it says, I'm turning 41. No, I don't think he did. It's just, I'm turning 41, but I didn't feel like celebrating. Our government is running out of time to save the free internet build for us by our fathers. What was once the promise?
I don't know where he's from. What country is he from?
Well, I thought he was American, and then they.
I thought he was Russian.
Was he Russian? But I just think this part is really interesting. What was once the promise of the free exchange of information is being turned into the ultimate tool of control. Once free countries are introducing dystopian measures such as a digital ID, UK, online age checks, Australia, and mass scanning for private message, EU. Germany is prosecuting anyone who dares to criticize officials on the internet. UK is imprisoning thousands of their tweets, imprisoning thousands for their tweets. France is criminally investigating tech leaders who defend freedom and privacy, i.e. him. A dark dystopian world is approaching fast. While we are asleep, our generation risks going down in history as the last one that had freedoms and allowed them to be taken away. We have been fed a lie. We have been made to believe.
Hold on, Pedro. Let me cut you off on that. It's you need your glasses for that one. But you're right, though. Strangely enough, the United States is the only place that's not considering a bill right now to limit freedom of speech. And even though Canada too has it mentioned in their constitution, it's not as strong as as it is in the U.S. And so it won't if this government here in Canada, which is currently not getting anything done at all, and blowing the budget again, if they have even a little success anywhere else, it'll give them time to do all the other little things they want to do. And one of those is the Online Harms Act, under the guise of we got to save the children. Got to save the children. And that is the one in which you also not only save the children, but save everybody from offense. Meaning that if anyone posts anything on the internet that offends you, you can bring criminal charges against them. Or the state can do it without even the person complaining it, and they just say it's probably going to offend people. So we're gonna pre-control you. And not allow you to post, not allow you to be on the internet. And if you do happen to post, you'll go to jail. And that bill is in the House being debated. It's not in Canada, they call it tabling it, bringing it to the table. In the US, we say table, throwing it back to the table. It's not currently on the top of the list of things to do, because they have things like just trying to pay for the government, kind of just like in the US. But it's not possible. It's not that out of It's not out of reach that this time next year there could be a law in Canada that says if you were to say transgender people have mental health issues, that would trigger you to go to jail. Because it would offend somebody. And not only that, but you're like, well, what about if I say that person's short? Because you can't say that. You have to say ableist now. You know, if you're able to reach that, you can't say short. So if all these, yeah, I got told recently that I was referring to the homeless population, and this lady told me, well, they're not homeless, they're unhoused. You can't say homeless anymore. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm American, so I'm going to say homeless, so it doesn't matter. You know, she wasn't.
Here's my question.
She was a little offended.
Here's my question for you. You're an American, but you're also a Canadian, right? You have dual citizenship.
No Canadian here. I am an American.
Oh, okay.
There's no. I am not. No. I've married a Canadian.
Okay.
Who wants to move to America?
So let me ask a quick question. If she becomes an American and a Canadian, if she is married to you and you're making these comments, could she potentially, because she's married to you, get in trouble for this?
This is the vague area, Pedro, and this is what people are complaining about the UK. They're talking about the UK is saying, wait a minute, we can prosecute you wherever. And they're like, oh, you can pick up a Nevada resident who's never been to the UK, and the UK's position is like, well, that's what our bill isn't agnostic. It doesn't say only UK citizens, so in theory, but there's a whole set of international treaties and laws that say you can't go after other people's people for crimes that are illegal in your country but legal in their country. But otherwise, the world would be a disaster. I mean, Russia and China would have a warrant out for everyone in the United States.
Because we literally talk trash about China.
Yes.
Absolutely. Which, by the way, speaking of China, she is not earning any kudo points with anybody. He has been. They're talking about. I mean, you know,
hold on, hold that thought, Pedro. I'm the one who blew the timer today. I'm going to do switch over and do little money earning here, as they say. Not that screen, Tom. Like, I don't know why I keep bringing that screen up. Another guy, congressman that needs to retire. What should we do today? Let's do morning kick again. I forget what they are, but we're gonna do them today. Hey you, I've seen this Chuck Norris video. Yeah, it was insane. He was in his 80s and says he still feels like he's in his 50s. Can you believe it? I've got a gallery here. It was pretty shocking. He had some pretty cool tips in there too on what he's doing, including those 3 foods he avoids like the plague. He explained all the things he was doing, and it was super simple. They're so easy, and you can do them right at home. When I first saw this, I knew I had to share this with you all, since what happened to Chuck could also happen to you too. But with any new method, of course, your results can vary. But the video definitely was worth checking out. Watch the method now by clicking on the link in the chat or scanning the QR code on your screen. You won't believe how simple it is for you, just like it was for Chuck Norris. Ladies and gentlemen, Morning Kick has got a QR code right here next to me. If you're interested in learning how to look and feel younger, go ahead and click that QR code. If you're watching on your big screen TV, hold your cell phone up, click it. Review the info on your phone if you're watching on your cell phone or tablet. Right in the chat feature here, there is now a link that says Learn More. And if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and click the link in the description down below. Anyway, thanks for Morning Kick and Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris's secret to staying young again for sponsoring this segment of DYOR Live. Now, Pedro, we've seen crypto shills, we've seen stock shills, boiler room stuff, all that time. My pen exploded again. But that one all-time qualifies. Shilling for a Chuck Norris aging serum. I must be using it. I mean, I'm like 75 years old now, and so can't even tell. I've still got mostly colored hair here.
46 this month, man. We're both on the same stuff.
Good news. You know what? Somebody commented. I think it was JB from the DeFi Dojo Lounge. I posted one of our screenshots in there, try to get some people to come over. And she hasn't watched the show since you got your haircut.
Oh.
And your long hair hid your little Jay Leno gray streak in the front there. And she's like, is that a new gray streak there for Pedro? I said, no, you just missed out. He cut his hair. You got to come on over and watch.
Yeah.
Your hair was making waves in the DeFi dojo.
There we go. They were like, oh my goodness, what's going on? The world's ended. Pedro cut his hair. No.
All right, let's do it. Let's just take a few moments to address the crowd here, as small as it is. There's Baby Draco. Moon or Dust. Good morning, Chads, he says. Infineon is running a Moon or Dust game show, counting down to that. We're going to start broadcasting at least once a week on Infineon here once they get me the instructions on how to do so. But we're also going to wait for their big launch or whatever like that. Draco says he got the gray mafia hair streak. Yeah, like on The Sopranos. And whoosh.
I got the gray hair too. I got this gray hair.
Yeah, I got it. I got a 2 here, down here more. And then I've got a streak here that just because it's thinning, it doesn't show up so well.
I'm supposed to hang out with my friend this weekend. I'm gonna shave like a baby, where the skin's just gonna be like smooth. And I went over. I went and hung out at another friend's house one time.
Will you just stand up? Just come here. Sorry, that somebody, one of the local fans in the room here, Mrs. Striking, is wanting to help clean up my pen so the dog doesn't eat it. She said there's more of it on the floor here by my feet. Oh, I just stepped.
God, I hate it when his
anyway,
explodes in the middle of the show.
Thanks everyone for joining us on all the different platforms today. We're getting some good viewership now finally across the pattern. Thanks to all of you that are watching on Rumble. Even whoever it is that's watching on Facebook, drop a comment. We'd like to know. We'd like to know who you are. Baby Draco says, always like that. Thank you, Jesus, our car dealer de jour from San Francisco. Let's just do an ad for him. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for used cars and live in the San Francisco area, visit Baby Draco's shop. Get a used car, anything under $10,000. No credit, no problem, because you're not getting a car if you got no cash. Bring cash, $10,000, $12,000, whatever you got. Don't need to worry about repos when you pay with cash. So go see Sucker Free City Car Sales, San Francisco. You can find them here on the internet. How about that? There you go. Jesus, there's your plug for the day. All right, Pedro, we got just a little bit left in the show today. What do you want to hit? The Bitcoin still tanking, I might add. The thunder's going off on my ears. We dropped down below 118 there. In fact, you know what?
Let's check out Luna.
Or Luna, like lunk?
Yeah, like lunk.
Only down 3.5% today.
Yes. I'm looking. Once it goes below this low here, I want to buy some.
SFC auto sales in San Francisco.
I still think Luna might come back. Just if CZ can happen, dude. Listen. NFT, no, not NFT. The one with SPF. Why am I forgetting the name of it?
FTX.
I know it's dead. I get it. But wouldn't it be awesome if he came back and him and CZ were like, we're buds.
Jail bros.
Dude, it would be epic. You would see FTC go from like 1,000 market cap to like 10 billion. Like it would be the most epic comeback ever. Like, or maybe call it FTC2 and just make it be a meme coin of just jail bros. Like this would be the most epic situation ever. Anyways, but we're checking out Lunic. Lunic is still got a big community in it. They're still believing they're gonna make it to the moon. And I'm looking to get it. I'm gonna be buying some realistically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 0, 4, 5, 4, 6. If not, maybe even a little bit further if it sells off here.
We needed to break. Actually, I think you just needed to break a level down a little bit, come back down, to this to that big green thing here and bounce off that, then buy and kick up, right? Is that the level you're talking about? 4?
Yeah, it's pretty much it, right? I had a buddy of mine.
This level here.
He has a ton of Lunac. Like, he legitly has a ton of Lunac. Like, he bought in when it was up here and shot and just rode it all the way up here. I said, bro, sell it. Like, I forget what it was. I think he had a 10x, 12x. And I was like, he goes, no, I'm going to hold on to this. And I said, don't hold on, bro. Just sell it. And then buy it, for half or if not a quarter for the same amount, right? Like at these lower places. He's like, oh, how do you know it's going to come down? I go, bro, like the guy's going to jail. Like, there's no way, like, you're going. Anyways, all that to say, it didn't. It sold off. I'm expecting it to come back down here and we'll pick up a little, see what happens with it. The other one I thought was really interesting is NEAR. NEAR is actually kind of pumping here. I don't know what they have going on here, but I'm seeing that they're actually pumping. So that's really interesting. Litecoin, which I thought was really interesting as well. We're starting to see a nice little pumpage as it's coming up. It's obviously not at its all-time high, but the reality is that it's showing strength in a market that should be bearish. So I'm definitely looking at that, seeing what's happening with it. Ultimately, I think we do have a good rally potential with Litecoin. So you could potentially play this on Aster. And speaking of Aster, because we were literally talking about Aster, Aster went up. One second. Aster went up to all-time highs on Aster. And then we've seen it now pull back here. But that
what time frame is that?
That's 5 minutes, but I thought we did go to all-time highs on Aster.
That's today's chart on Aster?
No, this is today's chart right here.
Oh.
Like, this is
okay,
the daily
that's the
chart.
daily chart now.
Yeah. But what I thought, maybe I was looking at the wrong. Give me a second. I thought we hit all-time highs here. Aster. No. Interesting. I thought we actually went through and hit all-time highs back at that 250. I don't know what chart I was looking at. So it didn't. It actually put a lower high in, and it's dude, this thing will most likely come back down.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for this level here of 132 in there. That's when I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, like, really nice.
Yeah. These guys are still, the people that made all those profits early on are still spinning out of that.
Yeah. There's definitely buyers right here. And I'm going to throw one more nude right here. I mean, that 85 cents area right here, also an area. So pay attention to that. We might just come back and tap that too. Tap a row. Don't you want to go to your home? All right, man, that's really crazy with Aster, with what we're seeing here. Buyer volume, though, is still stepping in. It'd be really interesting to see if this thing climbs up to here, if it finishes up much higher. But they are definitely red for the week, so this is looking nice. And it did go below last week's low, so that's a good indication.
Couple of requests from the crowd here, ADA and XLM.
Absolutely.
BET.
ADA.
Let's look at Cardanzo.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Bitches. Cardanzo.
All right, guys. So, all right, gotcha. Coming back down to this liquidity area, you can see here that it is kind of just rounding over. So, looks like Cardanzo is probably going to come and tap that 63 area. Excuse me, 60 cents area. You've got two major supports though, which is one sitting around here. And see on the weekly chart. What it looks like. Okay, so it's in between no man's land. All right, so I'm looking at that 200 period on the daily, because if we get below that on Cardano, what to call it, Cardano, on Cardano, I would expect us to start to fall through here and tap the 68 to 66 area. So you're going to be looking at this level here over that 200 period moving average first. It's going to hit below the monthly candle here. So we're going to have some form of rally from this level here. There's no way that's not going to happen. This is a monthly. This is the previous month's low. You can see here ended off in a doji. And so put the supply wick in already. We'll probably end in a more of a, as you can see here, a doji where you just have a small body. But how far is it going to go down? I think it could come down to these lower areas here of that 75. The next level is going to be that 73, and then the other one's going to be that 68-ish area here. And then from that, we'll wait and see. You got the 8 period moving average sitting at that 71 cents. So you've got a lot of resistance on the higher time frames here. So I would expect it to come and tap that, because there's going to be buyers sitting there at those resistant areas. But ultimately, I'm expecting this to go higher into this market as it comes down. See it go up, and then I think we'll probably try to tap that 118 mark that we hit at the beginning of the year, around the beginning of the year here. So I expect that to happen there, but I expect it to go down first, hit the liquidity, and then push back up. And then what was the other one? ADA and the
Pedro, I'm trying to get your attention on the screen there.
Oh, Tesla left.
Tesla?
Okay.
We got to work on those glasses.
No, I saw it. I see it.
All right. So anyway, it's a bottom of the hour here. Oh, but we dropped under the thing. I was going to read an ad. We're not there yet. Anyway, we'll just skip the commercial break and just run right into the second half of the show in a moment. But let's take a moment to talk to the crowd here. Jesus will get to XLM in just a minute, and VET. Those are the two that he was wanting to talk about. Baby Draco says Garbanzo. It's Garbanzo. But more than that, there's Mr. Herlihy here saying, welcome everyone. Please comment, like, subscribe. Please share, like, comment. I typed it twice, so it's doubly important. Follow, comment. Just effing do it. Just effing do it, ladies and gentlemen. We need your help on our show. We rely on you viewers to line our pockets with fat stacks of cash. Or piles of coins, whichever it actually turns out to be there. Anyway, but thank you to everyone that's watching on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. And fortunately, Pedro, as I was talking there, Rumble gave us the good stuff and said you can read another ad.
Okay, there we go. Thank you guys for coming in.
Oh no, they're timed out still. We still got another 5 minutes for that, so we'll skip that for now. Just head back to the charts, ladies and gentlemen. This is DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. You're in the fourth half hour of our show. How many other crypto shows are structured as this, actually keeping a schedule? Anyway, welcome to the show. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, the man of the box. Next above me, Mr. Pedro Garcia. We do a daily talk show 12 to 2 p.m. here on YouTube, Rumble, and everywhere else you can consume online content. Talk about crypto, stocks, financial markets, indexes, all this type of stuff that has to do with day trading and teaching you how to make money in the market. We don't tell you what to do, we teach you so you can make your own money and make your own financial decisions. As always, everything we say here is entertainment. It's up to you to figure out how to blow your money in the markets and how to lose everything in meme coins. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. Pedro, what are we moving on to now? XLM.
All right. Yeah, XLM. So let's go into XLM. And then I also want to talk about in the new exchange, it's not even, it's just an index. We're going to be going over some of those as well. So it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, Ava. I want to check out Ava here. And then also Robinhood, Coinbase is going to be in that as well, in that index. Others are potentials like Riot, X or GLXY, and then as well as Marathon Digital, MARA. We'll go over this stuff in a second, but let's go over XLM. So XLM, you can see here, we're finding support on that weekly 20 period, which should be the monthly A. Let me make sure if it's correlated there. No, it's a little bit further down, but you can see here, excuse me, we're seeing it play off of that 20 period moving average, and right now that price is sitting ranging between that 35 cent area, 35 cent, 40 cent area here as we're playing this 35, 36 cent. So it's honestly, it's kind of looking strong. You can see last week we saw good volume come in when we had a decrease in volume here. You see the increase in volume there as we're pushing up. Similar situation right here. So there's somebody definitely buying XLM here, as you can see. And then in addition to that, we're keeping the lows here, or we're putting a decent it's consolidating. It's consolidating really right here, as you can see. It's consolidation period is looking nice. And then for me, I would expect next week or potentially even 2 weeks us to see a similar situation on that. You want to still see, if you're looking to get in, you want to get in at these lows here, and you want to see it stay above that 35.9 area, or 35 cent 9 area here. That's going to be that 20 period moving average. I guess your stop could be below the 50 period moving average, which is going to be that 33.81 area here. You can see that 50 period weekly, or that 50 weekly SMA, simple moving average, is kind of going to be holding it. So you can play this, and then your target's going to be somewhere around that 51 cent area here once we hit that liquidity, so all that sell off. So the next portion it will most likely try to capture is the highs of that 63, or which is going to be like the local top up here on this chart. The next portion here was XLM, and then what was the other one? Looks like Tom is gone. All right, well, let me check.
It was VET.
Oh, VET.
Sorry, I just had a dog explosion on the floor, if you know what I mean, that I have to take care of.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yummy. Okay. VET. Let's check out VeChain here real quick. Let me make sure I am doing this correctly. Go VeChain. All right, cool. And then I did show. Here we go. Doggy duties. Yep. All right. So you can see here that we have VeChain's coming down, so it's staying strong on that weekly 8 and weekly 20. You can see this right here. The liquidity area is really right here. Is that a weekly? Yep, right here. This is. I would look to get in potentially right here at this low of that 0.1771 area here, simply because this is looking pretty strong. Actually, really strong here. I really like it. So if I'm looking at this level, it's going to be 0.017 it's a 7-1 area. For V chain, you need to see volume come in, and are we seeing that happen on the weekly? We saw it sell off, and then now the consolidation is happening right here. So you're kind of seeing it kind of come back in. Those buyers came in right here, so it looked like it was strong. Watch your hand stop. So yeah, man, looking at this, I would say I'd almost wait for it to come back down to that 0.017 area and see what happens. Just at least at that point, it's going to be a discount for you. And if you are expecting to go long, you know, you don't want to sell it, you could always do maybe some cover call options on VeChain on an exchange, or you can just stake it, right? And then the rewards that way. Like ultimately, I would purchase it down at these lower levels if you're looking to get into it at that 1771 area. And another area is going to be that 1559. It looks like. Or it's going to be 16. So, you know, 1-6 area is really where I'd be looking, targeting the other entry in. All right, my friend, that's it, right, for that. Was there another one you wanted me to check out, Baby Draco? Let me know. We can also check out Fire Chicken, as always. There we go. It's weird. Am I clocked in, or am I logged in? Nope. Can you check if your fridge is running? Yep, it's running. Mine's bugging out. It happens. It happens, man. All right, let's check out Fire Chicken here real quick. Mine's bugging out. Better go catch it. That's funny. That is a dad joke, 100%. Let's go, dad jokes. Those are becoming an art form now. I'll go to places, you know, go out to eat, and you'll see dads cracking jokes and stuff like that. And then they'll tell a dad joke, and you're just like, that's actually a skill set. Sell off on Fire Chicken, but like I said, this area of resistance is going to act as a decent resistance, so you'll just kind of see something like this most likely. Oh, just grind through this. Boom. For Fire Chicken, sorry, my nose is itching. Check out some of these ones that we kind of were talking about a while back ago. Still coming down into our area here for saying Ponky is coming down to our area here. We saw the bounce on this level here, pull back. Next level on Ponky, if you're looking to get back into this, is right here. Levels, and we're going to take that one away. There we go. So Ponky looking down at these lower levels here of that 66 or point 0.066 to that 0.0552 area. You can see that you're definitely losing momentum to the downside, and you should see some consolidation and then a pickup to that level again to that 2.7 area. So it looks like it'd be a potential 3x, if not further, even in 4x easily if it gets down to the lower areas of that 0.52 area. You're not. Peanut, we can check it out coming back down to these lower areas. See if it's a weekly. There we go. So I like that peanut sitting at 1609. I think I would expect to see resistance coming around that 27. But these are all pretty much going to explode around the same time if they do. Fwag. There you go. All right, let's check out. With everything that's been going on with Trump, I want to check out the political coins. Melania, let's see how she's doing. Man, came all the way down to 129 million. Still crazy. I wonder who the team was who launched these meme coins. It had to be.
Oh,
Hey,
I've returned.
You sound like you had a lot of fun.
Oh my god. I've known this dog 10 years. This has never happened, and it happened 5 minutes after Mrs. left. Normally, these types of things are her issues, as the division of dog labor is. But nope. I was just deep elbows in the tub, scrubbing and cleaning a dog. And I'll refrain from telling you the worst part.
Ooh.
But thankfully, Jesus, yes, I did wash my hands, but we have a whole box of those Subway style, make a new sandwich gloves, and that takes care of all issues.
What's up, 76 Norton? Good to have you, man.
76 Norton in the house. Thank you for joining us.
Up?
Appreciate it.
Definitely. If you could hit that like, if you could hit that share button, that'd be dope. Would appreciate that. You can see here, I'm looking at the Trump coin. We came down to this area again, which is going to be that 114. I think we could see the Trump coin come down to that 628 area, or the 628 million area. That would be really the area that I would be looking to get in at. You could start at that 1.4 billion, but the next level is really down at that level there. That's 628 million. And then we'll see what happens after that,
Kaching has got a good thing. Not only was it a market dump here today, Pedro, but we had the physical dump also here. That's a good one, Kaching. Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah, man.
It was a maximum size mess. And the doggy was just in the hospital, so her whole system isn't right. And it just showed itself. I don't know how many of you have had kids out there listening, but that first poop they take, that first one they take after they're born, it's called the mercurium comes out or something like that. It's all the stuff that's been in there for 9 months, and it's wicked. And that's what happened to this dog, and the dog's 11 years old. All right.
Wait, what happened? Wait,
When-
a child? What happens when a child with a child?
When children are born, you know, their intestines started working inside, but it doesn't actually empty itself out until it's born. And then the body says, all right, get rid of the waste now when you're outside of the host. In that first poop the kid takes, it's called the mercurium or something like that. It's the smelliest, stanky mess you've ever seen in your life. It's like coal, asphalt tar coming out.
Really?
And you think your child's dying. You're like, this is not human. And that's what just happened with the dog here.
I'm like sitting there going like, really? That's me interesting.
It's one of those things that's really impossible to describe, but humans have been doing it for millions of years. You know, it's because the brain says, do not ever remember that, or you will never have another child again, and the human population will cease to exist.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like I was watching this video of this guy basically talking about how his wife asked him, which one's worse? Is it being kicked in the balls or having a child? And he goes, well, being kicked in the balls is worse. And the girl goes, how can you even say that? He goes, every man remembers the first time he gets kicked. Even watching somebody, you flinch. Like you're like, oh, right? Like just watching a video of somebody, every dude will just flinch like, oh, dear Jesus. You know, like, oh.
No man has ever said these words, except in jest. Oh, please, kick me in the balls again. Yet, women say, let's have another child. So obviously, getting kicked in the balls hurts worse than giving birth. And there's Pedro again, right at the end of the show again, fades out. Anyway, we still got some time left. We still got the rest of this half hour to chat, and a little bit more, because the missus left, so it's a Friday. Bitcoin still dumping, coming back down to 117.7 now. Let's look at that on the great graphics machine here. BTC down 2.2% today. Ooh, great graphics machine is not even on. Can't hear you, Pedro.
Can you hear me?
Now we can with the alternate mic.
Awesome.
I'm starting to be able
And
to
I'm disconnected.
predict it because your phone switches from Wi-Fi to data, and when it does that, it just goes through a little blur first, and then I'm like, Pedro's cash is going to die, and then sure enough, your connection dies. Anyway, Bitcoin still coming down here. My trade well into my demo trade I had forgotten about, well into the profits now. Let's see how many millions of dollars I'm up. No, up 120 bucks. Minus the up 120 bucks now. How about that? That's I closed half of my position off too. I would have been up 240. But a demo account, like if you're just joining us, I opened up a demo trade on Mexi a couple of weeks ago, just not for trading purposes, but for figuring out how something worked on the chart. And I just left the trade open, and it was a short position. And so when everything went up to the all-time high, I was looking at it. Went to Mexi for some reason, and I was like, went into the demo because that's the last thing I used. And I was like, I saw minus 5,000, and I'm like, oh, jeez, what the hell? and I was like, oh, it's the demo account. And I had a different trade. Anyway, I said, well, just might as well let it run because Pedro and I's plan was for everything to come down this week eventually. And once again, Pedro Damas, and even to some extent Tom Odamas, as somebody else was saying, was correct on that. It came down, took all the way to this Friday to back down, and if you flip over to X for a minute, it's like the world is ending. Like Jonas Hill, that meme. And that the bull run is over, and Bitcoin is done, it's going to zero, just because of this Friday liquidity sweep. And that's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a simple liquidity sweep. I'm sure CZ and a bunch of other guys got together and said, all right, we are at the all-time highs. We need to generate some more interest, but we got to wipe out, we want to get better prices, and we need to wipe out some longs before they take all our monies. So let's sell. And then they sell, and those guys can sell at no fees, by the way, or very, very small fees. Whoever brings the liquidity to the market gets the set the rules, and when you bring billions of dollars to the market, you don't have to pay much in fees. So you can throw the market around without doing it. So they sell, then they'll buy back lower, and this cycle will repeat. How often, Pedro? In every time frame on the chart that you look at. You look at the 30-second chart, it happens. You look at the monthly chart, it happens.
I will be back because I have to go reset everything. All right. Later. I'll be back.
Sounds like Pedro's got to join my dog. Oh, hell. This is fun. I love this. Anyway, here's the Bitcoin chart here. As you can see from the great graphics machine over there, Bitcoin coming down 117.8 on the spot Binance spot market. Ethereum 4,100. Tether still holding strong at $1. Tether holding strong at $1. That's like Jimmy Kimmel at the end of every show when he says, Matt Damon ran out of time for you. We'll see you next week. Something like that. And then Tether still holding it up at $1. Although if you do break it out by decimal points way out there, it does vary. And people do trade it. They'll trade $100 million at a time to earn a few $1,000 in the very small amount that Tether moves. Or they'll arbitrage Tether in USDC. Very small points, but it's money to be made. BNB now starting to come down a little bit, 12.22. XRP down again, coming to 272. Solana, very variable again, down 4% today. Solana's down 4%. Look at this. This is, I love this. I hope you guys, this is why I love doing this. All you viewers just tag along with me, ladies and gentlemen. But over here in the great graphics machine, you can look. ETH is down 5% or more, and the arrow is pulsing. Look at that. Now, are those skills? You know, other crypto show hosts get up here and talk about getting wealthy and trading strategies and all that. and I talk about how I can make the arrow pulse. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen, here on DYOR Live. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Mr. Pedro Garcia is in the house, but he's having internet problems, and he's getting a new router for his internet connection. But as usually, it's through his cable company, so it takes forever. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how many viewers we got here. Not enough to read another commercial. All right. Baby Draco says Trump talked tariffs and then the dump. Yes, yeah, yes he did. You're right. No fees. Yeah, here's the adage. SFC. If you borrow $1 million from the bank to fund your business, the bank owns you. Because your whole business relies on that $1 million line of credit, stuff like that. So they can set the rules. You own nothing. The bank owns you. If you borrow a couple of $1 billion from the bank, you own the bank because you can set the rules. But by borrowing that much money, the bank has to worry about you paying it back. They don't need to worry about you making your payments on $1 million floor plan for your car. But if you have $1 billion in cash you take from the bank, they want that back on time and on schedule, and if you don't pay, the bank's in trouble financially. So you can set the rules. Just like in exchanges. If you come in, if you have a big size account, just like why they have VIP levels, you can get lower fees, and lower fees the more you trade, because you bring more money to the table. But the big guys that bring billions to the table, like CZ, all the big market makers, they can go to exchanges and say, we'll make a market on and trade on your exchange for no fees. And that's fine to the exchange because they bring the liquidity. And the more liquidity in a market, the more volume is there because people can buy and sell larger projects or larger orders. In these smaller exchanges, if you go and say, I want to buy, even buy, $50,000 to $100,000 of Bitcoin, which you think, wow, that's a big order. It's really not. I mean, you can have, you can put $500 in and use 100 times X leverage. That's a $50,000 order. But if you don't have enough liquidity in the exchange, filling that might give you a worse price. You might buy it a couple of points higher than the market as it has to fill. Like a good example is the order book right next to me. Here, this is the Mexi chart, and at each price level, they've got a couple of $1 million in orders, which means like you could put in a $16 million order and you'd get your exact price here. But if you put in a $200 million order, it would eat up all these things. You'd get a worse price. Now, if we flip over to our Bybit, I need to change that out because we're going to be switching. Or any of these, farther down exchanges, this order book says, 100,000 or 200,000. And so if you put in $1 million order, you're gonna get a much worse price. So that's why these guys can come in and command no fees. So you're not a top tier yet. No. You will be if you go down to Beverly Hills and go start selling cars for my cousin, the Rolls Royce and Bentley dealer down there. Then you're top tier. Then you're top tier and you're back. I might be ignoring Pedro here. I think he's coming back here. ¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't come back here. See your picture, but for some reason, let's go to Pedro here. Hold on, let me fix Pedro. Feed Pedro Cam. There we go. There's Pedro in all his glory. Oh, sorry, I'm running a little slow here. And now you're not there. What happened? Something bad is happening here. Oh, Pedro, where can you be? Pedro Cam, there we go. There you are. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure he didn't fall into the toilet. Nope, he's returned.
That'd be nice, but I have to sit there and work through all this junk. Oh, it gets very frustrating. All right. It's so frustrating. Where was I at?
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. You can go over that in just a minute because I'm going to make us another 11 cents here. But more importantly, fulfill our creator rules here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure you download the Rumble app. It's free, it's simple to use, and it's the best way to stay connected to the content that you want. Once you got it, search for our channel here and hit follow. Go in, hit search button, type DYOR Media, boom, you'll find us. Find Pedro and I here, and you got us forever. Click follow. That way you'll get a notification every time we go live. No missed shows, no extra steps. You can grab it right now using the link in the description or in the pinned live chat or in the QR code next to me here. Download the Rumble app to your phone and you're ready to go. And if you prefer watching on the big screen, Rumble is available on all major streaming devices and smart TVs. Just search for Rumble, follow the channel, and be part of the action. I must tell you that TVs newer than 2022 or 23. The older ones don't have it because the TVs switched to HTML5. I know that because I have a TV from 2021 and I can't get Rumble on it. But anyway, thank you to Rumble for sponsoring this segment of DYOR Live.
There we go. So there is a major index that is being created by the S&P 500. S&P 500 has a suite of indexes that basically track technology, infrastructure, aerospace, all these cool little things to keep track of what's actually happening, right? And so they've now created a new, and the S&P 500 is one of the most watched just indexes in the world. There were I think somebody said there was like 30 different indexes that track the S&P 500, or excuse me, that track the global stock, not the global stock market, but the U.S. stock market, and it was the actual S&P 500, Standard & Poor's 500, which is what won out of all the other indexes that tracked it. There was a lot of them out there. Like I said, like 20. But over the time, they just saw that the Standard & Poor's corporate entity was just better at predicting which really holds the market at hand, the strength of the U.S. market. So people just started kind of giving them just the experts that just gave them the expert or title. And so for them to come out and really put together this index and really kind of post it out there, I think was really interesting. And to find the coins that they really thought was, basically top market, but also leaders, right? Like if you look at Polkadot is not the biggest one, right? But it's one that I'm always looking at, right? Because it's influential, has a lot of stuff going with it that correlate with it, and it's part of the index for the new S&P 500 crypto index. And so I want to go over some of these here and see how you can take advantage of it, because these indexes will be used for people to now start to dollar cost average within crypto, right? So big institutions can sit there and take part in crypto and by buying these indexes. And so that's why I think these are really important to be paying attention to, simply because the biggest and baddest bullion in the market here is now really endorsing crypto. And it's BTC, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, and AVA. So you can see Polkadot here. We came down at these levels a few weeks ago, but when was this? January. We came down. I thought we were going to come down to that 213. We didn't. We actually saw a good amount of volume come in, kind of sell off. But again, now that we're watching Polkadot get placed in here, I'm just more bullish on Polkadot, even more so now than ever before. And with that, I think this area here, you can see if we do sell off, I don't think we'll get below 340, 360 area here. I think we'll see it kind of hold at these levels if it does sell off, because the reality is as an asset starts to sell off, and it's in an index, then you'll see it get bought up, i.e. like how we talked about the Russell 2000. Russell 2000 was in shambles for almost 2-3 years. Now it's skyrocketing again. So understanding that it's something that's really important to see which way the market's going to go. Ultimately, me looking at it at these lower levels are really in 20 years from now, you'll be like, oh, I remember when I bought, DOT when it was at $4, and now it's sitting at, $120, $130. So, I mean, realistically, I'm not even just playing around there, just because it's in the index, and when you buy the index, you buy the actual token.
Oh, fuck.
Or not token.
Jesus.
So,
there's a bee in here. Sorry. Caught me by surprise there. The father-in-law's coming, and he's allergic to bees.
Really? We're going to watch Tom get stuck.
Yeah, I turned the camera off for that one.
Oh, man, it's funny.
This has been a Friday. First, I have to deal with the dog crapping all over the place. Now a bee comes in. I'm not particularly I'm not allergic, but I'm not fond of being stung by bees.
Yeah, and plus your father-in-law is allergic, you said, right?
Right.
That's not gonna work.
I whacked him with. Fortunately, I had my good old-fashioned America hat right here with me, and I went after the bee with that, and I was successful.
Or one for the homie over there. He lost his life, but I don't know how he got in it. And why is he in there at this time? Which I thought was interesting.
I don't know. I don't have anything open. That's the door is closed here. We have screens. So I don't know. Oh, I left the door open when I was scooping the poop. That's what. I don't know, Pedro. If you heard that, I cued the thunder to pipe into your ears. Did you get that?
Yep.
That means BTC once again tanking. It's 117.6 coming down further on the spot market here. Still 117.6 on the spot market, but dumping like land. Get more connections.
Goodness, I didn't realize that EVA started at 32 cents. Wow. That's crazy.
What did?
EVA.
EVA?
So EVA.
AAVE.
AAVE, yeah. I'm shocked because its high was 667. I mean, that's like Bitcoin status. Crazy. I mean,
I don't even know anything about this chart. When was that super pump? When was that? 2021 or 2017?
21. This is when it was 21. And Ava is, I believe. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm one of the people that calls it Ave. I knew it. I knew I was going to suffer for that.
Right,
I knew it. I knew it, ladies and gentlemen. I opened my mouth. I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have done that.
All right. So, yeah, this is really interesting because anytime I see this and we start to see it and we see a sell-off, to me, that's just a good sign. Like when it gets adopted by the institutions and the institutions drop it, that just screams to me they're dropping it to get it at a discount. And how far are they going to drop it? There's a few liquidity areas here, but this one here, you got one right here, monthly area here, where they drop it there. And then the next one is all the way down. This is the monthly liquidity. Let's check out the weeklies. The weekly is right here. Sure enough, right here. I guess you have one right here for the weekly, the 155. Yeah, it's 155 and 114. And let me check out the daily. Yeah, we'll throw in the 155 area here as well for the weekly. Dude, just freaking got in my head. Alrighty, so I like this area on AVA, that 155 area here, and then the 108. I mean, honestly, because we have perpetual futures, I would say like legitly, I would just take this on the perpetual future. I mean, wait for it, make sure you get in on a good price, right? And just let it run forever. Make sure it's on a good futures exchange, but let's see if Aster actually has it. Yeah, looks like right here. You can get 25 exit. Yeah, it's nice. Shoot. And it moves.
Aster seems to be dumping off today.
Yeah, the whole entire market. Well, with the whole entire, we saw the same thing happen here when Trump was talking about tariffs in general. Back in April, we saw the market, the S&P 500, as well as Bitcoin and crypto sell off, which is almost, I could almost feel like it's a ploy to be able to control Trump in a sense, right? Because he's so heavily market focused that, I mean, he stopped talking about tariffs back in April because everything was falling apart. And now that everything is falling apart again, you think he'll pull back on the tariff talk, or you think he'll be like, you know what? No, and I realize what's happening, and y'all are playing with me, so forget it. Will he let this market burn down? Now, I don't think because we've talked about how the real economy is really suffering. It's been suffering now for a while because of jobs and the fact that we can't even get like government data now about the jobs because it's still shut down. Is funny because things are falling apart. China's falling apart. We're falling apart. We're just the prettiest pig in the bunch. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's still rolling around in a bunch of mud, or the best smelling piece of shit. I hate to use the word, but economies that are out there, right? If everything falls apart, then I would expect to see a us at least be up on top, because the way the system works, we're the ones who hold the most money as a nation. But still, they could blame it on tariffs, but anybody who's really paying attention to the economy knows it really has to do with more on jobs, and we've started seeing jobs being hurt in Biden's administration. So fun times had by all. Let's go. Let's see how far this market will go down. Let's check out Aster here real quick.
This chart says this is not Bitcoin, Ethereum, or even a shitcoin. It's the S&P 500. That's
pretty much, yeah. That's what my chart literally shows.
And sure enough, right over here, this I don't know. This must get lots of bots. This Roxham TV people, because it's all crap all the time. But even they're like, Bitcoin dumped. Are the bears taking over? Is the bull market over? Right. All right, Roxham.
That's funny. Let's check out MicroStrategies here and see how they're doing, as if they came down to our area that we're looking for. And again, these MicroStrategy plays, I'm really looking to play the options play on this that correlate with it. 1 second. There is and we went over this I think maybe a month ago. Sorry. Well, there is an options. Yes. All right. You have this area right here. So if we come down to this liquidity area here, 292 area on the MicroStrategies is one good area, but really that lower level right here should be a magnet at 231 area, because it's the 100-day period moving average sitting right there. We have the 8 period moving average squeaking, and this is the weekly. So we're seeing that volume step in, and the monthly, we already put the monthly wick in for the supply. So this is selling off nicely. I hope it sells off. I hope Microsoft sells off to that 231. Then I'm going to buy. There's an options play in indice that basically they take options on MicroStrategies because they have really high yields for selling options, and so they receive a yield every time they do. And so they layer their yields out, or their option, their selling of options strategy. And so if you, at least the way I'm going to be playing this is put in, let's say, X amount of money, and people have been doubling their money as a huge sell-off as it comes down. As MicroStrategy keeps coming down, people buy in, you get the capital appreciation plus the option yields that correlate with it. And so people have been doubling, tripling their money in literally 2-3 weeks. Excuse me, not 2-3 weeks, bad term. Meaning if you buy in at a low rate, while it's at a low rate, and then you have the capital appreciation from the increase, and in additionally to that, capital appreciation of the actual stock itself. And then you also have the options play where they're selling off their options. They're receiving a premium, and then that gets displaced to everybody. And so if you buy in pretty much at these lows or liquidity areas, you could easily see 2-3 months, you could double your money. You know, I know I saw one guy, he's a trader, and he basically, he retired. He's a trader. He retired? He actually lives in the Bay Area. And he basically, when he did that, he moved to Texas, And then from there, he went through and he bought a small house. His family come and visit him or whatever, right? It's not a big old house. And then from there, he basically has been playing this strategy where literally he goes through, he buys these option strategies for these like kind of ETFs, and he's killing it. He's literally, he's doubling his money, and we're talking he's dropping in, $60,000, $80,000, $90,000. But he's also knows how to read chart. He knows how to read charts. He's not an idiot. He knows, if he sees the market going up on the month, he's not gonna buy these, right? When he sees a sell off at the end of the month, he's like, all right, cool. And he sees, and then the next month goes down. He sits and he goes, well, it's a good time to buy. Right? If he's looking just to hold it for a monthly or weekly basis, because I believe it pays out weekly, these options plays. So I've been kind of waiting for it to kind of sell off, because when you buy these indices, or I forget what it's called, I got to remember what it is, but you buy it at the price. So if you buy it, let's say at current price right now, you buy it at $300 and you put in, let's say $3,000. So we'll say $10,000. Okay. Well, you could, because they do options play, they make money on that. So they're feeding you that. But if the market's going down, you're losing money on the capital appreciation. And by its nature, it loses money because this is more of an income strategy that people do. Oh man, that is so strong. Anyways, long story short, I'm looking for it to come lower so I can purchase some of this stuff here and then see if I can get the capital appreciation along with the appreciation from the income generating mechanism that it uses, which is nice. AVAX is looking nice, coming back down to these lower levels here. And then I want to go ahead and check out Mara, which was Marathon Digital. These are stocks that I'm looking at, so that are going to be part of the S&P 500 index. So it's Marathon Digital is what it's called, M-A-R-A. Marathon Digital Holdings, USD. Yeah, look.
What do you got for the price of that? I got $19.15 or so.
I got 56 cents right now for this one.
Well, but $19, so I got the right one.
Yeah.
So I was just
Yeah. And this one right here, I think, is another stock that most likely has like a good little area. You've got a few areas here. Let's look at. Oh, dude. Look at that. Look at that liquidity pool, bro. You talk about he did it twice. So they sell it off, they come in, and look at all that liquidity. Do they push it up from $9 all the way up to $21? Sell off, take everybody. There's a liquidity pool right here. So the next month they stop everybody else out, find the support on the 8, and then rally back up. And then look, already in October. This is so wrong. It is wrong on them, dude. It is so wrong. But it's just part of the game that they play. You can see here then, so the first thing in the month, they push it up. If it goes up first thing in the month, what are they going to do? We'll drop it.
Send it down.
Send it down. So this is the area I think pulling back to. Looks likely.
Interestingly enough, Pedro, this is also an Ondo tokenized stock here, the Great Graphics Machine. I have the ability to call up stock quotes now in the Great Graphics Machine, but I refreshed it and it defaulted back to crypto and pulled up Mara as Mara Holdings Ondo tokenized stock. Very interesting. Ondo's doing all right. Market cap only of $288,000, and they can't. I don't understand how this works, because they can't just buy more and have the market cap go up, because the price has to match this. They must sell more. have to sell more shares in it to get the market cap up. More tokens. But tokens can't be infinite, can it be?
I
guess
don't
they
know.
can.
I actually need to go through and understand, because I know that Robinhood is definitely about that business right now. Like, they are doing their best to really nail down. They want to be the ones to tokenize stocks, and so they're doing their best. They've developed a system. I don't think it's finished being developed, or obviously I think it's going to keep developing, but they're really trying, and there's no way that they're going to allow this nascent industry to just fall apart. There's just no way. They have too much money for it. So with that, like with Ondo, I can't imagine Ondo not being acquired by. I mean, it just makes sense. Why would
it? Totally does. It totally does. Bank number X. They probably, I bet you, BlackRock with their investment, they have a right of first refusal if anyone else wants to buy them. I could see them just being absorbed right into the BlackRock thing. But then again, play devil's advocate, it's while BlackRock has invested in Ondo, or at least placed a lot of money with them. I don't know the right terminology.
Is it the coin, or did they buy?
Right, I don't mean the coin, but placed a lot of money with them for liquidity pools for these tokenized stocks. I don't know which they did, how everything works, whatever. But there's a tax strategy involved also. If you, they, as of right now, it seems like they can still say things are arm's length transactions, which is different tax strategy than if it's in all under their umbrella. Trust me, I am no corporate tax denzian here for sure, but. I do know that there are sometimes there's advantages to arm's length transactions, and sometimes there are not. Anyway, Pedro, we do need to get going now. We went from ending early to ending late, so we'll just wrap it up by the end of the just another 5 minutes or so, and we'll be good.
All right. Well, I'll put it like this. So I'm expecting to see Mara either come and play. We've got a nice little demand zone at that $18 area, and then from there you have a $15 area liquidity pull, as well as a 1449 area of liquidity pull. You got that 1557 and that 1449 area. These do hold again other option plays that are being used, and good money coming in off of these. So I like these areas right there. I am going to place in here, how many words can I have in the actual thing here? Okay, look at that. I know I could do that.
Jesus, is Pepe blowing up here today? I'm guessing everything's blowing up, so.
Dude, Pepe's probably imploding. Pepe. Yeah, look at that. Boom. Look at that implosion. Ooh, how you doing on that? Found support and just busted right through it. Try to push up.
Lower highs and lower lows for Pepe. Not good. Not good. Money coming out of Pepe now.
Yeah, you can see here real quick. The next level is really that 6060758. So we're talking additional 100 points potentially drop from here, and then we should find liquidity down at that lower level here, and that's going to be the lows of May. So those lows on May there, we should expect it to come down to realistically May 2025. We'll hit this area here, have a little bit of bounce. You can see we already had a small little bounce off of this liquidity area, but see it just bounce. I think it's going to continue down, and you can pick up some more Pepe at these low levels here. All right, my friend, I know you got to go and see the messes here, so
Oh, Pepe down only 7% today.
Only.
It's getting the pulsating red arrow over there. That's what it's getting. I need to make that much larger. Yeah. While you were off taking a break, I was bragging not about trading skills or teaching people, but about how I got the arrow on the thing that if it was greater than 5% down, it would flash, it would pulse, either green or red, whichever way it was going.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah. Nice. We'll finish off here real quick with BNB, and then we'll be done. BTC. And we will BTC. Why am I saying BTC? Stamp. Finance. Kraken.
No.
Where is? Oh, there it is. Bifinex. So I think Bifinex right here coming down to these low levels. I think it's going to come down here easily over the weekend. If Trump keeps banging on the tariff talk, this is going to come down. There's no way. It's going to continue up. All right, we'll see what happens, but this is where I'm expecting it to come down to, of that 13, and then potentially, if we're lucky enough, come down to the 107, buy it up. So, anyhow, that's about it in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. All right, ladies and gentlemen. What a nice Friday the man and I had here today. All right, we're going out here today with Kick Tracks by Manila. Had a good week, broadcast a lot, called the market all week, I might add. All week. Said how it was going to go, and it played out. Didn't have to do that. There's a good chance it wouldn't, but Pedro and I got it right. Unfortunately, I didn't, except for a demo account. I didn't have any money in the market. But that was the plan. I said this was going to be a light trading month as I get back into it after a bunch of weird shit going on in my life the past 2 months. Thank all of you for sticking with us here. All of you on Rumble, all of you on YouTube, all of you on X, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, wherever it is that you're watching us from. Pedro and I really, really appreciate it. We had a great week, as I said. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, as always, man in the box next to me, Mr. Pedro Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a hand for him. Another great week, Pedro. Woo woo, even though I filled in for you on Technical Tuesday. And as always, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking Balls here in the digital media universe. So glad to have hosted another episode of this great show. We'll see you guys next week. However, pay attention for premium time. But here in Canada, it's Thanksgiving weekend, so there'll probably just be bourbon and gin going on and lots of turkey. We'll see you guys Monday, 12:05. Be there.